You know what's really big right now in the toy industry? Retro toys. Bringing back old toys that we had in the 70s and 80s and introducing them to kids today or maybe collectors today. Let's look at 10 action figure lines that should return to the toy stores. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. And today, what are we going to talk about? I just told you, the thumbnail told you, the title told you. So hey, do I have to tell you again? Yes, I do. We're going to look at 10 action figures that should come back to the toy market. A few weeks ago, we looked at 10 toys that should never, ever return. And I don't think I've done a video on what should return. I may have. I do a lot of videos, 2 videos a day. That's one at noon and one at 8, all times Eastern. And over on the second channel, links in the description below, or just go to youtube.com/@Junkman PLUS. That'll take you to the second channel over there. So we do 6 videos a day. Who knows? It's so crazy over there. So go check that out if you haven't yet. But let's get on with this. We're going to look at 10 action figure lines from the 80s that should return to the toy stores today. And I can't wait to read your comments about how some of these shouldn't return. But let's start off with a very cool line. And we're going to start off with the wannabe Commando line, Action Captain. I mean, that title alone right there should be in stores. Any kid should be able to walk into a store and see a toy line called Action Captain. Shouldn't we? Not Action Caption. Action Captain. Look at this. Looks more like a stunt double from Commando than Arnold. But it's not a line based on Commando, but it sure is a ripoff. But I want to see these back at stores. And look at this fake wannabe He-Man right here. Oh, I love this line because they're so cheap and weird looking. Look at this guy. Look like they just took the same figure as before him, painted the hair black, and gave him a beard and mustache. But I love this line, and let's bring back Captain Action. I think we can all agree on that one right there. Some of these we may not agree on, but that one I think we can. And let's look at this toy line that needs to come back to stores, and it needs to expand because there's only, I think, like 2 of them. 2 of them. How can you have an action figure line with just 2? You need at least 4 to be a cool action figure set. Well, you know, Transformers are still hot. I don't know. Maybe they brought back GoBots. I don't know. GoBot's still a thing. But here's a transforming line that just never really took off, and it's time to have its second chance. And I think you already know I'm talking about Chargertron. That's right. These transforming cars take the word Tron that was very popular in the 80s and mixed it with the popular toy line of GoBots and Transformers for Chargertron. Who doesn't want to see Chargertron back at the stores? I know I do, even if it is this red one right here. But like I said, I think there's only 2 in this line, but still, that doesn't mean they can't come back. Release these 2 in retro style packaging, and then you can expand the line. I know you're saying, Junkman, that's cool and all, but show me something more. Man, is it just me? It looks like that light is extra bright, made me look pale. Ugh. Anyway, you're saying, Junkman, show me something more my speed, something I remember from the 80s. You don't remember those other lines. Well, this is one you'll probably agree with. Dino Riders. Action figures that come with dinosaurs. Well, sometimes you bought a dinosaur, came with a figure, or you could buy the figure sold separately. Now, last year they did bring these back, kinda, but there was nothing like these original. There's only one little line, some little rubber things. I don't know. They just reused the name. Bring back Dino Riders. Kids growing up in the 80s, especially the late 80s, they love Dino Riders. It'd be really popular, and the stores need to bring them back. It was released by Tyco, as you can see here, and I don't know if Tyco's still releasing action figures or what they're doing today, but if they are, I'll bring it back. If not, sell the name to somebody else. I think Mattel brought them back last year, like I said, but they really wasn't the same. Just use the same logo and the name, if you ask me. But look at them. Don't these look awesome? And yes, even the dinosaurs. And dinosaurs are cool. I can't believe they didn't bring these back in the 90s when the dinosaur toy market exploded. This is a perfect time to bring back Dino Riders. Bring it back. Get to it. I know you're looking for something a little bit more fun for your toy dollar. Well, here's another one that I can't believe they haven't brought back yet, and they really need to. You ready to throw some food? Well, here goes. Foo Fighters. They're military army people, but they're shaped like food. Well, I guess they are food. I don't know. Are they food or are they shaped like food? They talk, so I guess they're not technically food, but I think they're supposed to be food. I don't know. You remember that movie Sausage Party? Well, this could have been. They could just call that Food Fighters, the movie. I don't know why they just didn't do that. But as you can see here, we got this guacamole looking thing. I don't know what it is. Look like something I wouldn't eat. And you got this chocolate donut. Now that's something I would eat right there. It looks really cool. And how about a hamburger? I think it's a hamburger. I don't know what that is. Looks like a big, I don't know if that's red meat. I don't know. It's really weird. And here's something that looks kind of like a flying toilet helicopter. It's kind of weird. Bring back food fighters. Come on, Mattel. I can't believe you hadn't brought this one back yet. I know you're into Army action figures and you're saying food fighting just isn't my thing. I want Army men. Well, G.I. Joe's still hot, so here's something else you can bring back. Gen Patch. I guess it means General Patch. I'm not really sure. Gen Patch is what the package says, but these are some cool looking Army men. I mean, they're right in the style of G.I. Joe, and I think they'd be really hit today, especially for the kids that really love action war figures. I think they just really do. I think these figures will do really well today. Who wouldn't want to buy these? I mean, look at this. You get an Army boat, and not only that, look at this jet. Isn't that awesome? And the bad guys were, of course, called Evil Enemy. Oh, that's more scarier than Cobra Commander. Evil Enemy. I like the sound of that. And these had special features. Smell weapons. That's right. That's right. The weapons smelled. What they smell like, I don't know. I never did buy them, but I'm always curious what. If you know what they smell like, please let me know. There was a lot of ones you can see here wearing their Army fatigues. They're Gen Patch, and they all look kind of alike. There's Flamethrower and there's Bazooka Man, but still pretty cool. How could something called Bazooka Man not be awesome? I know you're looking for something more cute, something cuddly, something you can curl up in the bed with. Well, check this out. Celebrity Spoofs. Hey, here's one of the Terminator. Come on, bring that back out. Who wouldn't want this? And look at this one. Elvis. I thought it was Michael Jackson. I think that's Elvis. Looks kind of like a troll. It damn sure is ugly, but you might find it cute. Speaking of Michael Jackson, yeah, they did make one right there. Might be one of the most horrible things I've ever seen, but they need to bring this toy line back. And before you tell me this was the 90s, it started in like 89, so it went into the 90s. So don't give me any feedback on that. But check this one out right here. I'm not even sure who that's supposed to be. I think it's Michael Bolton. I think that's what the file says, but it doesn't say it on the box anywhere. But at least I could find. But who wouldn't want to cuddle up in the bed with Michael Bolton? I'm not talking about the guy from Office Space. I'm talking about the one and only Grammy winner, Michael Bolton. I got his whole catalog. Now, maybe you want a little bit more action to your retro action figure lines if they come back. Well, here's one that's guaranteed to be a big hit because it stars Chuck Norris. And this is Karate Commando, spelt with a K. I know you want that, but check this out. You get this guy wearing a towel. Looks like he just got out of the shower. Who wouldn't want that? And then you got some ninjas. Ninjas are really hot, of course. Who didn't love ninjas back in the 80s? And then you got just Chuck Norris himself. Looks like he's working a construction site. Man, these are cool. These need to be back in retro style. And even can release some of the accessories, like this Samurai Cycle. That looks awesome. I wish I had a Samurai Cycle. Sadly, I don't. Maybe you have one, but sadly, I don't have one. Now, here's one that deserves some love, and sadly, it didn't get love when it was released in the 80s, and there's only one of it released, and really needs to be more. In fact, there was planned to release one based on Alien, or at least the alien from Alien. This is pretty cool. Check this out. Maxx FX. This is where you take just a regular, generic Barbie doll-like figure, and you can put the costume on to make it the character. Like this one here, it turns into Freddy Krueger. You heard me right. Freddy Krueger. Bob Willis, if you're watching this video, it's not Freddy Krueger. I tried to tell you that in the 80s, you wouldn't listen. So maybe you see this video now, you'll see it's not Freddy Krueger. So anyway, look at this. They did almost make one based on Alien, which would have been kind of cool. It would have been a Barbie human and you dressed it up like Alien. Why didn't we get that? Bring this line back. Bring it back to the store. Give us the ones that didn't get released. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Junkman, come on, be serious. Give us a good toy line that you hope comes back to the toy stores. And here's one that needs to come back for sure. And it's also released by Matchbox. Parasite. This is kind of where you take a concept of a transforming car, but you can add a little bit more to it to make it kind of exciting. I mean, check out this. Look at this rad looking car. Rad. See, I don't even talk like a kid from the 80s just looking at it. Let's look at the back of the package so it kind of explains more what this is. As you can see, there's instructions on how to transform this thing. Then you can add some guns and stuff to it. Who wouldn't want this? It's very awesome. Check out that yellow truck. Hell, I would be happy with just driving the yellow truck. I don't have a yellow truck with flames on it. Maybe you do, but in real life, I don't. Now, can you believe it? We're at number 10. So let's look at one more. And this is honestly not an action figure line I would have ran out and bought. It might not even be considered action figure. It depends on what your term of action figure means, but there's a reason I think this should be on the list. So let's take a look at it. Skateboard Smash-Ups. Now, again, you're probably saying this is an action figure. Why is this on the list? Well, when this was released back in the 80s, it upset parents. It made them really angry when they saw these at stores. In fact, I did a video talking about that, so you might want to check it out if you can find it. But upset parents. And today, I know back in the 80s, the parents got really upset about toys and stuff. Well, today, it's the college kids. They get offended and upset about everything. So I want to see these back in stores just so I can see the reaction on social media of college kids being all upset and offended about these toys. How could they? They're making fun of skateboard riders and people that get hurt. People with raccoons on their head. And I love laughing at people when they take life too seriously. And anyone that gets upset at this toy line, like this right here, people getting hurt on a skateboard, well, you deserve to get made fun of because you do take life a little too seriously. Come on, lighten up, people. You've got to enjoy life. If you can't laugh at yourself or at life, life's going to be a lot harder. Anyway, that's a look at 10 80s action figure lines that I really hope comes back as a retro line, being that retro is king right now. Everyone's doing retro. I know some of you rag, well, Star Wars releasing retro figures. Can't they come up with anything new? No, because retro's huge. Retro and mini. Them are the two biggest things in the toy market now. So every toy company wants mini and retro. Well, let me know in the comments below. Would you like to see any of these returns? Or maybe there's some I forgot. But if you're going to tell me about some toy line that should come back in the comments, don't tell me about some toy line that's really popular everybody knows. Come on, use your imagination. Well, I want to thank you for watching. As always, thumbs up if you like my content. Subscribe to the channel. Talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.